opinions expressed on the Matt MacDonald Show are just that, opinions. They do not necessarily represent KMSA or Colorado Mesa University.
Matt MacDonald.
Good afternoon, Mesa County, America. You are listening to the Matt MacDonald Show on 91.3 FM KMSA. Hey, this is my esteemed producer, Nicholas Van Patten.
How's it going? How's it going, Matt?
It's going pretty good. I'm trying to ignore the camera.
We do have a camera that is filming us today, man.
That's right, Throng. Today is a momentous occasion in Matt MacDonald history, and you are a part of it just by listening. Today, the Matt MacDonald Show goes full-on frontal multimedia.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, actually, we're not going to be live video. We are recorded.
We sure are.
But we're going to be aired on CMU TV.
CMU TV. What?
So, thanks a lot to Tyler and Andy.
Thank you, Tyler and Andy.
Thank you, Tyler and Andy.
Appreciate it.
For leaving us alone with expensive equipment that we'll try not to break. Right. So, Nick, it's been a week or so.
It's been a week, Matt. It sure has.
Right, it has. It has. We did not have an episode.
What happened? I was lost, man. It threw my whole week off, actually.
I was deathly ill with a strange alien virus. It's a tester virus that the aliens implanted or gave me to kind of test how human I am.
Okay. You're not very human.
I'm not.
Although you kind of are. I believe yesterday was your birthday.
My Earth birthday, yes.
Your Earth birthday.
Yesterday was
that kind of makes
the
you
Earth
human.
birthday of the Matt MacDonald. I had turned 35 years old.
Whoop, whoop.
So I'm here, 35 years.
All right.
Lucas, our GM, called it my date of landing.
Your date of landing, okay.
Blessed be the aliens that bestowed me upon this green planet. So let's go ahead and get into the show, Nick.
Let's do this, Matt.
Yes, we're going to do this. So our first story comes to everyone from HuffPost, which a lot of these do.
I love HuffPost.
I really do.
Clearly we really enjoy HuffPost.
Well, if it weren't for HuffPost in the state of Florida, I would have no show.
Exactly.
There would be no Matt MacDonald Show.
That is true. That is so true.
I mean, the people of Florida, we always like to give a shout out and say thanks to you.
Thank you for being so terrible all the time.
You know, here's something the Floridians did not do. This, and some of these stories, mind you, Throng, are a week or so old, so just bear with it. That's going to be funny here in a couple stories.
I know, right?
Right, so let's go ahead and get to it. Sex geckos sent to space are dead, frozen, and mummified.
Sex geckos.
Sex geckos, yeah.
We're not talking about like some punk band or...
No, we are talking about some perverted geckos, apparently.
Okay.
I don't know why they're calling them... I guess they're just calling them sex geckos so that we know that these are not like business geckos.
Okay, yeah.
Big difference.
Big difference, yeah.
These fellas in Russia thought it'd be a good idea to send a bunch of geckos up into space to see if they'd do it.
Why not, right?
Hey, why not?
Cosmic children.
You know, and they celestial bodies. So they sent these geckos along with some fruit flies up into space in the hopes that they would mate. Now,
okay.
This was okay until these geckos...
Did they forget to send fruit up with the... or what? I mean...
No, the flies made it, so let's get into it. So 5 brave geckos sent to space for zero-gravity sex experiments have died.
It's a sad day, Matt.
It's so sad, Nick.
As I'm laughing, I'm like...
I know, it's really hard to be truly sad about this, as we didn't know the body of work of these geckos. I mean, were they in film, or...
I have no idea.
These are sex
I think
geckos.
They were art majors, actually.
Probably. That sounds about right. Tried a couple threesomes here and there. So, yeah, I guess this thing landed. The descent module containing the lusty lizards. Isn't that great?
That's wonderful.
And other experiments from the Photon M4 satellite launched in July. They returned to Earth at the beginning of September. And a quote from Russian Federal Space Agency. It basically, it doesn't give a person there. That's weird. So it says, all geckos unfortunately died. And I'm sure he said that in Russian.
Yeah. All geckos, unfortunately, died.
Right. According to the preliminary information, it became clear the geckos froze. An official told Interfax. Per a translation, there it is, in The Guardian.
So they didn't include a fireplace. That's what was missing here.
There was no fireplace, nor were there any smoking jackets.
Oh. Well, it's no wonder these poor geckos have frozen over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, most likely this happened due to a failure of the equipment meant to ensure the temperature of the box with the animals. You know, of all the things to check on the spacecraft, Nick, doesn't it seem like that would be...
kind of important, you know.
That's
some limp death right there.
That is some limp, warm, lizardy... No, it's cold lizardy death, I guess.
Yeah.
So, officials believe the geckos have been dead for at least a week, as they were not only frozen, but mummified. So these guys... They didn't even make the trip into space, it doesn't sound like.
No, not really.
And these damn fruit flies, they're sitting there laughing about it because
buzzing around in
they
space,
did fine, and they even created offspring. So there was like little space maggots. Space maggots, Nick. Russian space maggots.
Wow.
The Russian space program is just hilarious to me. What are they going to think of next?
I don't know.
And here's a quote, just in case you think I'm lying about the fruit flies. The fruit flies were in a perfect condition. They produced offspring. So there you have it. And the article also says, on a positive note, however, fruit flies also engaged in experiments aboard the satellite of love. And they did just fine.
Yeah.
They put X and Y together. They got it
flies.
going. We're not going to watch the video because that's not what we do.
No.
Nick, we have another animal story lined up, but you have an animal story of your own.
I do, Matt.
What the hell is going on with your car?
Well, 2 days ago, Matt, I frequently have to basically change my oil. I have an oil pan leaking, so I have to monitor my oil, correct?
Right.
So I pop open my hood, and I am startled as hell. This huge-ass, fluffy, gray squirrel comes out of my engine, stares at me for a minute, goes back down into my engine. So not only was I startled, but I'm thinking, what the hell is this dude doing in here, right?
Because he wasn't changing your oil.
He was not.
He didn't have any little squirrel tools?
No, negative. However, he had assembled his own little squirrel nest. Quite literally. Out of little sticks. And so I looked down, and he's still in there, right? And I'm thinking, okay, I've got to get this guy out of my car.
Yeah.
He's probably chewing on my wires, you know what I mean? So I tried all I could, Matt. I cranked music, horned it. But no, I ended up going on a 15-minute drive yesterday. Okay.
Right.
I pull back up to my apartment, pop the hood. He's still in there. Is this guy, flame resistant? I have no idea. My car gets hot. Cars get hot, right?
Yeah, I can't imagine a squirrel being able to withstand the brimstone and fire of
exactly
the motor on your Stratus.
Correct. Right. And so I deliver pizzas, you know this. I had a delivery shift last night. And there's basically nothing I could do. I said, sorry, squirrel.
You're coming with me.
You're coming with me. Exactly. And so I took 26 runs last night and popped my hood.
No squirrel.
No squirrel.
So you have effectively evicted the Stratus squatting squirrel.
That is correct. I have.
See what I did? That was fun. I worked on that whole time you were talking.
Okay, yeah.
That's the sad part about this.
Do I feel bad? Yeah, I do.
A little bit. I mean, but
we could have been buddies.
Yeah, but that nutty little guy. I mean, setting up a home. I mean,
he's nuts. Yeah,
yeah, absolutely nuts. Yeah. I mean, you can't just free rent. That doesn't work. Squirrels.
Right. Jeez,
it's definitely
have some consideration.
He's probably one of them rural squirrels.
Rural squirrels.
Rural squirrels. He's just glad you didn't eat them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind keeping his tail, maybe making a necklace out of it.
You could make a Davy Crockett.
Yeah,
one of those.
There we go. That's a great idea.
You'd have to have a small head, though.
Yeah.
You can make one for a ute.
There you go.
For a ute.
Yeah. So that's my squirrel story.
That I know that shocked the hell out of me. I mean, these damn squirrels. What are they doing?
Tisk tisk.
That ain't right.
As they're all. All right.
Okay, so I think that's a good transition into the bear with a bucket stuck on its head. Okay, the headline reads, "Bear with bucket stuck on its head is now free, thanks to brave volunteers." Oh, wow. Okay, so this big furry death merchant, and that's what, I mean, these things, bears are terrifying.
Yeah, they are.
And they're everywhere.
And this is a good-sized bear, Matt.
Right, this is a bear in Pennsylvania, and you know those bears in Pennsylvania are huge.
I mean, this doesn't look like a bucket. This looks like a beast with an iron helmet about ready to...
It looks like something from the gates of Mordor.
Yeah, really.
It really does. So, to say that those volunteers are brave really doesn't do them justice.
Well, they're not very brave either if this black bear had this bucket stuck on its head for over a month.
I don't know, Nick. I might take about a month to consider whether or not I really want to die by the hand of a bucket-headed bear.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a black bear, right? So, oh, wow. Okay, so the bucket bear is now beyond the pale. A Clarion County, Pennsylvania bear with a bucket-like item stuck on its head for more than a month was freed of its entanglement Monday. Okay, so this thing couldn't have eaten.
No, that's what I'm getting at. Like water?
A starved bear. I mean, these guys were pretty brave. I'd take it, each day it's getting worse, obviously.
Yeah.
If you're one of these volunteers, I think they had to say at a month, like, okay, we have to do it now. We're doing it now.
Well, wouldn't you just trank it and then remove the bucket and...
You bring up a good point that I wish I had thought of before I started talking.
Okay.
Because I think that's probably what happened, isn't it?
Yeah.
Except in reading this story, he jumped up and ran off. So
he did. So he obviously was not under the influence of...
Well, they didn't hit him hard enough, I guess. So some brave citizens chased the bear down and pinned it to the ground before removing the bucket using a saw, the video above shows. Yeah, these guys are not park rangers, man.
No, they're not.
So this guy was not tranquil. These guys are beyond brave. They are full-on redneck status, I think.
That's true.
That's the only human species I can think of that might do something exactly
Pennsylvania
like this.
status right there.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yep.
Okay, so they used a saw. So it turns out the bucket turned out to be a maxi, which
maxi pad or
exactly. That's where my mind went the first time I read this, Nick.
Okay.
I was thinking, oh, that's disgusting. Well, you've heard of the Ment's cup, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I was thinking Ment's bucket.
Okay.
Like maybe this is for really larger women. Which, again, I didn't eat much for lunch. So
what is a
this
maxi?
All going well. So a maxi is a device, I'm glad you asked, Nick, that provides cushioning between a tractor and trailer.
Okay.
It had a metal rim, which is why volunteers couldn't just pull it free.
Okay.
I think it had a bear attached to it.
Yeah.
That's why it couldn't just be popped off. I don't know any bear, ill-natured or not, that's going to sit there and let you tug on its head like that.
Yeah.
And it's got to be pretty terrifying for the bear. But again, the bear is a big fuzzy killer. So I
think it's funny that all these people have witnessed this bear with a bucket on its head. Oh yeah, there's that
what
bear
did they
again.
think? Like, I'm glad these guys stepped up and did something.
Yeah.
But I mean, what did everyone else think? Oh, not my problem. Oh, look,
Gorge.
it's Buckethead Gorge.
Yeah.
There's Buckethead the bear. He's going to become a staple of our culture, and
Yogi.
we'll just see him. He's going to live forever. No, he can't eat for a month. That's horrible.
Yeah.
So as soon as
Cough,
the bucket,
cough, man.
yeah, I know there's the cough, right? As soon as the bucket came off, the bear burst out from under one of the volunteers and jumped up and ran right away. Dean Hornberger, a rescuer, told Penn Live. The bucket bear, as it had been dubbed, had been spotted in the area for at least a month, although some reported seeing it stumbling around as early as July 4th. Oh, man.
Just noticing this bear stumbling around, no big deal.
Seems like somebody
It's another day in Pennsylvania.
I know, I'm kind of with you, man. I mean, 30 days seems like a long... I mean, don't you get on the horn with the president and say, hey, we got a bear with a thing stuck
animal
on its head?
control, something, right?
Not these clowns. Okay,
No.
so the animal's plight was recently picked up by and this is great. Hello, social media. Save the Bucket Bear Facebook page.
Aw.
So they set up a Facebook page and relied on these rednecks 30 days later to pull this thing off
Right.
with a saw and some spit.
If you have the time to make a Save the Bucket Bear Facebook page, Matt,
Way to be a slacktivist.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's horrible. Shame on you, Facebook people. Wow. The page urged local game officials to humanely remove the item from the bear, but a trap was reportedly unsuccessful. Okay, so Hornberger, our a redneck engineer, noticed the Facebook page and organized the search and free mission.
okay. Well, at least
So,
these people
it
aren't
helped.
putting like refrigerator magnets on him. Like
Or this Space for Ant, like advertising with clippers and shaving things into the bear.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. That's a big billboard, man.
It
Those
is,
bears are, they got some size to them. So it looks like, Nick, that this bucket-headed bear is now free to not have something stuck on its head, and it can eat. And I'm surprised it didn't eat one of those fellas.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're that hungry,
Just get this bucket off your head, this maxi.
you wouldn't
Just
like
go
it.
to town. Yeah.
You wouldn't like me when I'm free of my bucket. So that puts us right about the spot where we take the first break that we take on the Matt McDonald Show.
Indeed, indeed.